Hey everybody, this is Toxic Lady. Hi, we are here live in Antwerp and I'm joined here by Knikmops. Hi Knikmops.
Hello.
I'm going to butcher your name, so get ready for that. And who just played in the Antwerp game. But we are getting ready for now for Paris against London. And for Paris, we have the skaters. We have the number 12, Lamoche, number 30.
We actually have the London roster on the...
Oh, well, go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead for London.
So 004 Swan, 08 Party Pants, 1236 Madge, 18 Ellis, 237 Kamer Ratatak, 31 Valks, 4 Delta Strike, 474 Wolf, 6 Ramit, 9 Bethlord, 020 Sable, 12 Bothwell, 1393 Texas Heat, 2 Cat Piss Never Clean, 27 Alley Cat, 316 Thrill House, 40 Kit, 56 Dixie, 7 Kitty, 999 Oblivion Newton John.
And for Paris Roller Derby All-Stars, we have 12 Lamoche, 1395 Electricité, 141 Bonita Gueule, 160 Motion Moshi, 18 Gadin, 22 Rosienne, 56 Cass, 7 Halo, 71 Louvre, 72 Sally Broyer, 729 Gypsy Queen, 911 Guinness Paltrow, and 999 Kiki Frenetic. And we are the cheering now beginning here in the sports hall. We are just a few seconds to go in for this second game of the Holiduck Tournament, second edition.
Oh, I'm enjoying it already. It was a fun start already. So we had a pretty close game to start the tournament off. Let's see if we can do that again today for Paris versus London.
And behind the Jammer line, we have the number 1395 Electricité for Paris and 18 Ellis for London.
All right, bit of a messy start there, and it's a lead for London, close behind by Paris. The pack is speeding up.
And we already have penalties being whistled, or just, no, it's just instructions being yelled at very loudly by the bench.
Good, catching up by the Paris Jammer, 0-0 for the start. Oh no, it's...
We are confused by with the signs that we are seeing from the officials and the numbers, but yeah, 4 points for London.
We'll keep you posted. 5-6 on the Jammer line for London, 1-2 for Paris.
Full cruise of blockers on the track with a very tight pack just before the Jammer line. And we have a very fast-moving Jammer action with the London Jammer being recycled at the end of the pack.
Good offense on the way to defense there by Paris on the outside line. So it is a lead for Paris. Jammer for London is through. And the call off.
So we have until now short jams, taking the lead quite fast, seeing that we are being caught up by the other jammer and calling it off to not take any chance.
For Paris, we have 5-6, and for London, 4-7-4. Little official timeout. I think we're putting the track where it belongs.
Firmly sticking to the ground when it can. So London is right now currently ranking 3rd in Europe, whereas Paris All-Star is ranked 7th.
Yeah. That's also interesting to know, yes. I'm sorry, I have to get into it. I just played the previous game, but last year I announced all the games for Holy Duck, and it was so much fun, so I really wanted to get behind the mic again this year, but I will get there. Luckily, I have Toxic Lady with me, who will help me get through all of it today.
Yeah, better to have me with you behind the mic than on the track.
Yes, and so we have a reduction of the points for London, so that's what the official review was for, and so it's 0 for London and 3 points for Paris roller derby.
The confusion we had earlier was totally justified.
Yes.
I also was like, did I not follow something? Because I always assume I'm the one who just forgot about something. But no, there were no points being scored by London.
But it can happen that the jammer is so fast that you blink your eye and they're on the scoring pass. So
yeah, that happens. And that can happen in such high-level games that we are currently watching. So that was totally plausible. I just assumed that I was the one who was not paying attention enough in this, just in the beginning of the game. And we are back to it. Win number 5-6 Cass from Paris and 4-7-4 Wolf from London behind the jammer line.
We have a little bit of a recycle there. Jammer 4 Paris not over the jammer line yet, and jammer 4 London is pushing in the front, and it's lead for London.
The Paris jammer immediately takes their cover off. Well, we have a forehand being whistled to a London blocker.
Yes. London on their scoring pass. Paris still on initial. Very good with the recycling there. So not past the pivot line yet. And London is past their first scoring pass. So now we do have the 4 points on the board. And Paris on initial. And London is through. So this is the second Holy Duck tournament ever. So we're happy to have you with us. A little bit of jammer on jammer action because the pivot turned jammer for Paris. London was trying to kill time for the box and they were successful. So we're going to start with a full pack again, which is lovely to see. And number 2 on the jammer line against number 12 for Paris.
Cat's piece never clean and a Lamoche. Until now, you've seen always very tight pack just in front of the jammer line, and I think we have lots of very fast action trying to take the lead just after the jammer line. I don't think we've ever blocked behind the blockers, the pivot line so far. Have we?
I am not sure. Lamoche, beautiful there, turn on the inside line, managing to stay in bounds, scoring the 4 points and then going for the call off. So that's really nicely done. Jammer for Paris was for London was through, so they did the call off with the 0 points for London on the board and 4 for Paris. So in the end, 8-7, and we're already on Gem 4. So it has been so far low scoring, few points, and then call it off. So quick jams. Little bit of a jammer dance in the beginning, but it is Paris who comes out on top.
Followed closely, but also by the 1-8 Ellis jamming for London with the packs picking up, seeing that both jammers are coming in.
Good offense there by the Paris blockers there for their jammer, feeding those few points that they could need, and it's 2 points on the board for them, so 9 versus 8, and it's a lead change. So far it's pretty close. It's nice. I hope you're on the edge of your seat. I sure am.
I am too. And these jammers on the edge of the jammer lines. Number 5-6 for London, 1-6-0 for Paris with a London jammer who takes the lead quite fast with the Paris jammer immediately taking off their cover. Good reflex.
Yes. We have a bit of a battle there, one-on-one in the front of the pack, but it did cost London 2 penalties to hold the jammer for such a long time. Jammer has the cover on, and I think London is running it. Okay, a bit of a fall there on the inside line. A 2-wall versus the jammer of Paris, and London fighting a 3-wall
very fast reforming tripods and bananas and two people blocking from the Paris side.
Yeah, bit of a tumble there on the inside. And the jammer for Paris is being recycled. This is exactly what London needs to get that time going. Lead is for London. They scored 4 points. Paris also has scored 4 points. London again for the scoring pass.
And we are still in a very close and tight game with both teams scoring points on each jam.
If you are wondering, there might be a little bit of a lot of a tumble done by these amazing players. It's not the players, it's the floor, trust me.
Always blame the floor.
Yeah.
Always blame the floor.
In this case, we do blame the floor.
And while we are doing all this, we can also mention that there is a PayPal QR code for donation to Antwerp Roller Derby and our stream team, very big team today. And so you can see the QR code online. Please do donate if you can and if you want. That's always nice because roller derby is not a very subsidized sport, sadly.
No, and it is sports by the skaters for the skaters, which you obviously know. So show us some support. That would be lovely. Paris in the lead with 17 points. London close behind with 18. We have an official timeout.
Being whistled right there, adjustments. We have a few official timeouts early in this game just to adjust the points, to adjust the track. Everything needs adjustments.
We have 4 teams playing here in the Holy Duck tournament. We have Antwerp hosting team, Helsinki, London, and Paris. And then POD, so the B team for Antwerp, Pack of Destruction will play Lutèce, also from Paris, later today. So we have a full, awesome derby planned for you. High-level derby as well, so if you have roller derby blues after champs, please stay with us for the entire weekend. We promise we will not disappoint.
That's a promise we can easily keep with all the games that are set up for this weekend. Share the links, or just the link. And behind the jam line, we have 4-7-4 Wolf from London Roller Derby and 5-6 Cass for Paris. And these two have been jamming since the beginning of this game.
Yes, was a beautiful tiptoeing on the inside line. Unfortunately, the tiptoeing ended in a fall. And lead is for Wolf from London.
And I think we have a star pass occurring on the Paris side with the pivot Rosienne, 22, taking on the star cover, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, quick star passes for Paris, which is good to see. And London does not take that bait, so they do call it off, just to make sure that they don't score, they don't lose any points. And so now we have 17 versus 17. Super close, gem 7.
And did you know that these two teams met already a few years ago? It was in the Eurocup 2022 on the 9th of October. And Paris won 184, London 151.
Great offense there on the start by number 2, 1, 2, 3, 6. Unfortunately, it did not get their jammer out. It is lead for Paris. Great, and it is Lamoche. Who only needs like a sliver on, and also great at pushing the blockers down, apparently. Scoring pass done for Paris, and London still on initial with the star in hand. And the pivot is returning to the track. So what will that give? We'll see.
Well, we have another pivot from Paris sitting in the penalty box being set earlier during the jam.
Yes. We have some signage to the box. Lamoche on another scoring pass. But London also out there to get their points.
With the pack speeding up, trying to prevent them.
Look at those outside pack refs trying to keep up and keeping up. I'm not saying that they're not doing great. They're doing an amazing job. So
So that's 2 scoring pass for Paris, who takes a little bit of the lead. 25 for Paris and 17 for London.
Good job, Paris, so far. We have Ellis versus 1395 on the jammer line.
That's right. Again, a very tight pack just before the jammer line, with both jammers trying to really get on the speed and on the agility in the outside or the outside of the track.
Oh, great power there by the jammer of London, really pushing that wall of Paris into their wall, but unfortunately being recycled on the inside, and it is lead for Paris. London is through as well.
And did you know that in the Paris team there is Electricité? I don't have their number right there, but they are on the WFTDA rankings calculation committee.
I love those people who also do WAFTA things or WFTDA things.
I just love people who can do things with math that I cannot comprehend totally with my brain.
Yeah,
with my dull brain.
My brain kind of turns off and then on again at the end of the conclusion. So we have 1-6-0 for Paris and 5-6 for London on the jammer line. Ooh, strong offense there for the London jammer. Only a 2-wall, and Paris a little bit stuck behind the pack. Ooh, nice tiptoeing there on the inside line of the corner. Tricky spot. I think it's the jammer's favorite spot, and it is for lead for London and a star pass for Paris.
Yeah, with the number 1-8 taking on the star cover, but not managing to get through the pack.
You cannot see it on the stream, but people are really smiling here. Look at those pretty smiling faces here. It's so fun to see. We're all really enjoying roller derby.
We definitely are. We definitely are.
If you're looking at the stream at home and you want to say hi, you can. Send us a message on Instagram to Antwerp Roller Derby. Ooh, nice job there on the inside line by the Paris jammer. But it was a penalty, so it's a power jam for London. I should not compliment the jammers too soon. That's the curse that we're having as an announcer.
Thank goodness they cannot hear us.
It's the first jammer penalty, so it's the first power jam that we have. But Paris is doing a great job with killing the penalty time. Yes.
Well, we have a London blocker being sent to the penalty box, and the London jammer is through.
It did cost them almost 20 seconds to get this lead because Paris is already standing in the box.
But that was a very nice action of the Paris offense.
Good job. Let's see what they make of this because London with a 2-wall in the back, and then they are with 3 now. Oof. Star is on the floor, but Wolf is coming back for that scoring pass. Outside line for London, and it's a star pass for Paris. I didn't see it.
I didn't see it either.
But I know that it is completed.
It has happened. We can definitely say that it has happened.
Yes. Smiles and high fives for London, and they should because it was a good jam for them. 6-0 on the board, 29 for London, 25 for London and 29 for Paris. The clash of the capital cities.
Yeah, it's like an old war all over again.
England versus France.
And we have Lamoche jamming for Paris. That is a through just after the pivot line.
Really quickly also back into the pack, and then we still have the London jammer with the star in hand struggling in the back of the pack. Lamoche with the on the inside line there on the first part of the corner. Was it beautiful to see. Wow, nice action there on the outside line. 4 more points on the board for Paris.
Very nice action from the blocker from Paris, 1-4-1.
And the jammer for London to the box. So a power jam for Lamoche, number 12 of Paris. Oh, a fall. Oops. And the call off. Freezing the jammer for London in the box. 2 more points on the board.
It's a power start in favor of Paris to start this 13th jam already.
10 points extra on the board and 0 for London, which was a beautiful action there by Paris. Now they have frozen the jammer in the box, so we are going to see a power start in favor of Paris. And at the moment, the board says 29 for London, 39 for Paris.
With a team timeout being asked by the London team that is in white today because they need to recover a little bit.
And we are on a team timeout. This gives me time to tell you a little bit about our sponsors. We have Hapjes & Co., undoubtedly the most original snack caterer in Flanders. We have a Sucker Punch skate shop. As we all know this shop, it is located in Ghent, and we put the wheels in motion. I would like to guess that 90% of the gear that you see in front of you has been purchased.
Well, you have to take into account that you have people from Paris and London, and they have also a very nice shop in the south of Paris.
Ooh!
Because I grew up there, I went there once, and it's.
But they are not a sponsor in Sucker Punch skate
So,
shop.
yeah. But most of the skates, maybe of the officials, because the officials are locals or not coming from very far away, and I think Sucker Punch is like the only one in the 400 kilometers perimeter, maybe less.
Maybe
less.
And at this moment, so we have a lot of officials also coming from the Netherlands. But in the Netherlands, they are playing Netherlands championships. So also fun to keep an eye on those scores, maybe. And a power start for 1-3-9-5 of Paris.
Yeah,
and they're through there right at the end of that
who's
corner.
been gymming quite a lot since the beginning of these games. So the name Lake City, that's the one who's standing on the WAFTA rankings calculation committee.
Very interesting strategy there by Paris. Did not get their jammer through immediately, but quite a quick pass as well. 4 more points on the board for Paris. And we have the London jammer returning with the star in hand. Initial pass has to go first. Ooh! But they're doing it nicely. A little bit of a jump there on the outside line, then some action on the inside line. Facing one more blocker, but it was enough to make Paris go for the call-off.
Yeah, and they score 4 more points, 2 scoring passes during this game, during this jam, which allows Paris to go to 47 and London Roller Derby 25.
Yes, we're on the first half of the first half has been played.
Lots of hearts out of the second game of the second edition of this tournament.
Yes. So. Good offense there by the London blockers on the outside line. Paris a little bit stuck in the back. Lead for London.
And both jammers are wearing the number 56. 5-6 for both of them. We have Cass against Dixie. With the London jammer having finalized their first scoring pass, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, but also Paris on the scoring pass
as well.
They bled, and London bled 1 blocker to the box. So pack advantage for Paris. Great hit there on the outside line by the blockers of Paris, recycling the London jammer. And we have the jammer for Paris stuck in the 3-wall with an offense by number 2-2 from Paris. Recycling. And the jammer for London is through. 4 more points on the board.
Yeah, the reaction and reaction of blockers of both teams that are recycling very well. So where are they? I can't see them.
Yes.
Okay, so the London jammer is out. And I think they've achieved their... Is that the 3rd scoring pass? It is. London Roller Derby is catching up with points. I think that is their most scoring jam so far, if I'm not mistaken.
And they're adding 1 more scoring pass to that. The jammer for Paris is struggling a little and then being recycled again.
Wow. That was a very intense jam.
Yeah,
I'm
good.
looking at the officials to see if we have some more scoring passes that are being. It's okay. We have actually one jam ref that's near the scoreboard to be sure that we have not any mistakes. Paris, Belgium is still leading with 51 points, and London is catching up with 41.
I like this, Matt. Score point differential 10 points.
And so far, each time that we've seen Dixie jamming for London, we have seen points being scored quite a lot. Thank you of the producer who is giving me very crucial information.
So we still have another official timeout. So I want to say again, we're super happy to have you on our live stream here in Antwerp. Hope you're having fun. Show us pictures on Instagram, please. We love to see it. And if you want to support this amazing live stream, the QR code is on the screen.
And we have Ellis jamming for London against 160 Moshi Moshi for Paris, with the London jammer taking the lead just in the first turn.
A little bit of a jammer on jammer action. Oh, great pushing there by the London jammer in the front of the pack against a strong wall, but not giving up.
With the pack stretching around the first turn, and the London jammer is through for the first scoring pass. Well, we have a star pass that happened on the Paris line. Was it about?
Another scoring pass for London, and the pivot is now jamming for Paris, ending that first scoring pass for Paris.
So I made a mistake earlier, but the number 1-8 was a pivot and took out the jammer line. And do you know that it's a junior that is playing with an adult team?
Ooh. Another scoring pass completed for Paris and for London. So far, 16 points on the board, I think. Yes, for London and 8 for Paris.
So both teams have been scoring in the last few jams, trying to reduce the gap that Paris has dig up in the beginning, but London doesn't catch up yet. We have a few points difference. It's just 6 points difference.
Thank you for doing that math.
Yeah, it took me a while.
Great job there. So we started this game off with small score differentials, quick jams, quick call-offs, but now London is running it to benefit from those points, and they are slowly creeping up to Paris, closing that gap to make sure that they are coming close right behind Paris. But it is the lead in this jam for Paris. Let's see what they do. And the star pass for London.
The number 999, who was the jammer before Oblivion Newton-John, is at actually their first game since they broke their arm in July. So it's very wise, maybe, if they were in the type position to do a star pass.
2 more points added on the board for Paris. Paris did go for points and call in this jam. 65 on the board for them. 57 on the board for London. So it's still very close. This is what I'm going to say if I don't know what the math is.
Yeah, and I'm not going to help you out with. I think we're very bad at math, both of us. It's terrible. Thank goodness you can see that on your screen, and you can do the math better than we can. While we have all crews of blockers on the track, and it's a very fast and tight pack. I can't see very well, but so many things are happening. Maybe you can see more than I do.
It's a recycling for the jammer of London. Still no lead. And inside action there by the Paris jammer being recycled pretty swiftly. Both jammers stuck behind walls that are full defense, so no offense inside at this point. Strong pack work there by both teams.
That's beautiful to see. I love seeing jammer being stuck behind tripods. I don't want to beat them, but I admire the blocking action. While I think we have a multiplayer block being whistled to a Paris blockers, but they don't know who. Okay.
They are off into the box, and then we do get a little bit of offense action by London, but it is very short-lived. Still no lead in this jam, and we have passed the 1 minute.
And we have the London Jammer being recycled by Sally Broyer, number 72 from Paris at the end of the pack. Such a tight pack, my goodness. They are so strong and so fast.
Kudos to the defense, really hard at work to not give a sliver of hope to those jammers who are pushing and pushing and pushing.
Yeah, the London Jammer really was full of hope with the number 6 Remit doing an offense and giving them some possibility, but the Paris blocking, the number 141 Bonitaga was very good at recycling in front of them.
We still have no lead, but we did have a star pass to Galin for Paris, who is now scoring points as the pivot is scoring points. And we have the call off. 2 points for Paris. Hard-earned points.
Yeah.
That's what we say.
Yeah, after a long jam with the no lead still. It was very nice to see.
If you are wondering why you should watch, this is why you should watch.
And there's only less than 7 minutes left on this jam. Oh, I think we have... okay, what? Okay, one jammer is gone. Okay, there were 2 London jammer.
Yeah, they were trying to do a Victoria here. And then, so we have the Paris jammer quickly in the front. The London jammer behind. Lead for Paris. London is through, star in hand. Oh, nice on the inside line there. Yes, beautifully done. I'm guessing, no, I'm not guessing, I'm seeing if they scored any points.
I was trying to look at that too, but where we are, we can't see very well. The angle is not great, but I don't think, no points.
3 points for Paris, yeah. 0 points for London. It's a bit confusing because the ref for London also has a little bit of a white armband, so I got confused who's doing what. But it is 3 points for Paris.
It is.
Jam refs are the ones on the inside line, following the jammer, counting the points. All eyes on the jammer for them.
And we are Lexité jamming for Paris and Ellis for London, with the Paris jammer taking the lead in the first turn. And I think it's a power jam where I see the London jammer being sent to the penalty box.
Yes,
and
let's see if Paris can benefit from it. Scoring pass done. While I'm on the topic of officials, keep your eyes out for Direwolf. He is in the front OPR. He did officiate champs last week. So all the way from America, right back to more high-level derby here in Antwerp. Another scoring pass done by the Paris jammer.
Hoping to do a bit of apex jump, but coming back behind, not to be sent to the penalty box for a cut.
Paris did not have eyes for that jammer who came out of the box. Number 18 got through quite quickly, but they are calling it off now. 4 more points on the board for Paris. 12-point jam.
Yeah, and the gap between the point, the gap of, oh gosh, I can't speak English anymore. But Paris is leading, and is leading more and more with more points than what I want to say.
And they will start the next jam with a pack advantage. 1 blocker for London in the box, as you can see. Great last jam for Paris, 12-0.
With Oblivion Newton-John and Lamoche jamming respectively for London and for Paris. Very fast action of the pack right there.
Oh, who will get lead? We have a bit of a tumble there, and it is Lamoche with the lead. Number 12 for Paris. Jammer for London, a little bit stuck behind, and we have a lot of blockers going to the box. Wow, good defense there by Paris. And Paris back on the scoring pass. Jammer for London is through. Will they see? Ooh.
I don't know, it was fast.
Wow, it was a great speeding up there in the end. I hope you saw this at home. It was so beautifully done.
But no scoring pass. Both of them had managed to finish their initial passes, but no scoring pass for this 20th jam. Good gracious. And there's only 3 minutes left on the clock.
Yeah, we're having fun and it's going so quickly. Both teams start with a blocker in the box for London. It is, however, the pivot. Let's see how 4-7-4 for London does without their pivot on the track. Ooh, a bit of a fall there. 5-6 for Paris on the London wall. Oh, great defense there.
Yeah.
Oh, they really have to push to get through. And the lead is for London. Great job for Wolf.
It is a great job for, and they managed to go through the Paris blocker number 141. Is always on point and getting jammer out and recycling. I've seen them do quite a lot of nice blocking during this game.
Penalty box is empty. London jammer on the end of their first scoring pass. And Paris a little bit stuck. But with the star pass, beautiful star pass. And the pivot was so in on it. A little bit more points for London. One more point, exactly 5-0 for this last jam. 62 for London, 82 for Paris. And I will do the math for you. 20 points differential. You're welcome.
Thank you. I can do the math. It's 1, 2, 3 penalties for the number 1393 on the London team. Otherwise, we have seen penalties, but not being whistled to a lot of different skaters, and not just for 1 or 2.
It's not a penalty-heavy game, so a clean game, lots of fun. That's what we love to see.
I'm looking at my producer, also gives me the fact that there's another player from Paris who has 3 penalties. Is the number 141. And we have an official timeout. That's what's going on. And we can see the penalty ball right there. So you can see that we were talking about Texas Heat, who has 3 penalties. And otherwise, it's 1 or 2 or 0 after the first halftime. It's pretty okay, I would say.
Good division of the penalties there. Paris is... it's a little bit different. They have less penalties and 1-for-1 with 3 penalties. Nothing especially crazy about that. Just a normal derby game.
And the person who has 3 penalties is Bonitaga, number 141, who has been doing a lot of efficient offense and recycling. So I would say it's pretty understandable that you can also make penalties.
So Paris has done 8 star passes so far, and London has done 1. Paris is really quick with those star passes, so no lead, cover off, star pass in hand. It's great to see, and they did manage to also score some points with those. That's something that sometimes happens, that the pivot then struggles a little to score the points, but Paris has not been in that rut so far.
And Paris is still leading with a 20-point advance. So easy. Even you and I can do this kind of math. And we are back on the game for the last 2 minutes.
Yes.
With number 56 and 1393, respectively, jamming for London and for London and for Paris. And this is the London jammer who takes the lead just in the first turn, followed closely now by the number 1395. I've been saying that number incorrectly. I'm so sorry. It's 1395. But
did you see that offense for London at the end? They opened the pack in the middle, and the jammer just had to jump through. Wow, beautiful to see. I hope this is something. If we had a replay, I would ask a replay. If not, you can watch it again on Monday, and then slow it down. Maybe you will love to see it.
And we have Ellis and Lamoche jamming for London, for Paris. With almost full crews, we have just one Parisian blocker sitting in the penalty box, and it's the London jammer who takes the lead. Where we have already a star pass from the Paris, as you said, very fast.
Yeah, one blink of an eye and the star is passed, but the jammers are really speeding up this pack. So we have quick and fast-going jams. it's looking very hectic on the track, and I understand why. The point differential is really, really close. So just a few gems away from a lead change. So far, Paris has been in the lead most, and unfortunately, London does have their jammer in the box now. So power jam for Paris.
Yeah, London jammer has been sent there for a cut penalty. So we have number 141, Bonita Girl being the only jammer on the track right now and trying to take advantage and going for their third scoring pass.
Nice. Paris stretched out that pack really good, so they are recycling, and now they are recycling the jammer that they have to go further back, while their pivot turned jammer is hard at work to score those points. So we will have a 2-minute jam if I am not mistaken.
I think you're not, but I'm not sure. I was so focusing on the action of these blockers. I was mesmerized.
So no lead has been called, and Paris did a star pass, so I'm guessing it's a 2-minute jam. So that's always hard and very confusing on the track. But as you can see, both of the defense walls are doing such an incredible job. And some offense for London, releasing their jammer there at the front of the pack. Some one-on-one action between the London blocker and the pivot turned jammer for Paris. And Paris, really stepping away further and further, flirting with that centennial mark, 16-8 for that last jam, 98-74.
And we are now going into halftime. We can say that London has done 14 penalties total during this first halftime, while Paris has done 8 penalties total.
Also fun to see is now on the screen that you can see points per jam scored by each jammer. So if you are quick, you can do some math and see who has been performing best for both teams. So far I can oh no. No, you can see how many points they scored. I'm sorry, I thought it was like number 16 did very well.
No, it's the number of points being scored depending on the jam. And I think you can all have a drink, and we'll be back in less than 40 minutes for some more jewelry. We have some penalty board, so you can see nothing has changed much since earlier on the London penalty board. I think it's the same, basically, just a few more penalties. Do you see anything different?
Nope.
Okay.
It's looking a bit the same. Paris has a little bit more, I think, now.
Yeah.
But it's looking great. Clean game. Hope you will be with us in 13 minutes.
Yes. we are back to roller derby.
Not yet. And we're back to roller derby.
So what we've seen during this first halftime is that London has had the lead 11 times but lost it once. Paris has had 11 leads as well. 6 times they had no initial, and they did 9 star passes, while London did 1 star pass, and were 3 times in a no initial position.
We ended the first half with 74 to 98 in favor of Paris. And we are starting now the second half with an empty penalty box, so it's a fresh start for both teams. I always say when at halftime we haven't passed the centennial mark, we call it a hard game.
Yeah.
And it is Lamos with the lead for Paris. And will they bring their team over the centennial mark? We'll see.
With Ellis jamming for London, who is being pushed out of the track and being recycled in the first turn.
Yeah, interesting. Not recycling all the way back, just close to the London wall. Lamos with the 4 points and the 102 on the board.
Very diligent, like non-moving. Everybody heard a whistle. Nobody knew what it was. Everybody just stood still while they're waiting for the number.
And then we have 1 blocker for Paris in the box. And the jammer for London, number 18, still on initial. And Lamos passing 1 more time, scoring 4 more points.
And passing the centennial mark during this first jam of this second half time.
And the call off. They did manage to get their other blocker right out of the box. So we're again starting with 4 against 4. Great starting jam for Paris. 9 points on the board, 0 for London. So 107 to 74 in favor of Paris.
With London blockers placing themselves just in front of the jammer line very effectively a bit earlier. Well, we still have a ref talking about things, so we are going into an official timeout right now.
So we have one of the jam refs talking with the front OPR and someone in position that I am not sure of. A back ref on the inside. A little bit of a talk there. And we have a nod and an agreement. We don't know what this is about. Huh?
But we do know that we have some sponsors to thank for this event. We can thank Clo, a heartwarming and cozy vegan breakfast place in Antwerp.
Yes, you should really go there if you're in Antwerp. So open your Google Maps and remind that you should go there. Great defense by Paris on the jammer for London, and a recycling there by Party Pants on the Paris jammer. 1 blocker for London in the box. Ooh, who has lead?
I don't know. Both of them. Oh, I think I think London has lead. I can't see very well.
No.
Yes, producer is agreeing.
Yes, and then we had a little fall there. Oh, and Party Pants did recycle the Paris jammer, who is really quick. Oh, good defense. Bit of a fall. Oh.
And London jammer is being recycled at the end of the pack. Well, we still have the Parisian, the Parisian jammer, number 1395. I'm trying to say the number correctly. Who is going through?
So Paris has no lead. Was this a scoring pass or not?
That's what I was wondering about. They just did their first initial pass, and I don't see. Okay, London has scored.
Yes.
1 scoring pass for London, 4 points, which still leaves Paris roller derby in lead, 107 and 78 for London.
All right. We have number 2 for London and 160 for Paris on the jammer line. 1-on-1 blocking there by the London blockers. And the jammer for London is in the front. Ooh, but they do have a penalty, and it's a player.
Oh, what's going on? Who's going there? I love jammers going to the penalty box. One is sitting for 1 second, and both of them just have to go back.
Oh, The jammer switcheroo in the box. No initial yet. Ooh. Bit of a fall there. A back block penalty for the jammer of London. Jammer for Paris being recycled by number 3-1 from London.
Yeah, and we have the London tripod going there with offense of the Parisian blockers and the pack going back. As a jammer, I would be pissed if something happens to me like this.
Great suck back by the London blockers. And the jammer for Paris is through. This is like a first initial pass done. And so now they are on their scoring pass, and then we have the jammer for London coming back out of the pack, and if I am not mistaken, they are still on their initial pass.
I think so too. I have not been paying attention exactly to that, where we have a direction being whistled to a black blocker.
Beautiful jamming there by the jammer for Paris, going out and then in for the scoring pass.
And the star pass did not occur, or did there was a cover that was given, but I don't know what happened.
Pivots are both still on track, so I'm guessing the star pass was not completed.
They give it back. The pivots took it, the cover, and then give it back. And I don't know if because the star pass was not done correctly, or if the pivot was like, no, I don't want to jam. You do it.
It was a 2-minute jam, 2 power jams in favor of Paris, and they benefited from it very well. 16 points to 0 scored. 123 for Paris, 78 for London. So great jam for Paris, that last jam. And we're all sticking on that jammer line for the start of jam 4 of the second half.
Yeah, thank you. We thank all the cameras and the crews and the volunteers who bring you this stream and this very nice shot of all the wheels just in front of the jammer line that we saw earlier. That's something that's been happening quite a lot during these games, and the blockers really taking on the jammer line. And we have the lead being taken by Paris, number 5-6, Cass, who's been jamming quite a lot during this game, getting out of the pack.
Speeding up the pack to kill the time for the lead jam. Guess on the scoring pass. Calling it off. 2 points on the board for Paris. 0 for London. Yes, the high fives are going round.
That is so beautiful to see. I'm so excited by this game. And these games that we've seen so far. Number 56 and 12 behind the jammer line. Dixie and Lamoche, who have been jamming consistently during this game, with the Parisian jammer getting out in the inside line of the track.
Defense there by number 18 from Paris on the inside line. Lamoche already on a scoring pass. The jammer for London on ending initial, going for a scoring pass. Will Paris score the points? Call off.
With the London jammer coming in closely, the Parisian jammer called the jam off. Do you know that we, among the sponsors, we have Lila Bees, who does print work in Belgium.
It was really cool. I'm sorry, I got a little bit distracted, but I wanted to say that I'm really impressed with how London is able to not give the 4 points at the last jam. So they do manage to skate away from the jammer quite nicely, so they can keep them under the 4 points, which is cool to see.
With
Paris jammer in the pack on the scoring pass, trying to go for the initial, and again having to go for the call off.
Yeah, because the London jammer was coming in quite closely. So
2 points on the board. So again, not the 4 points, only the 2 points. So very impressive defense there by London.
And Paris has taken the lead quite fast each time on this past, I think, like 4 to 5 jams. But London jammers are getting out of the pack quite quickly as well. This
Yes.
is why we are seeing these very short jams, very few points, because they don't want to have this gap being reduced or widened a bit more. We have a team timeout. That may be brought to you by Artem, your project, our expertise. That you can, that is one of our sponsors of the Holy Duck Tournament. If you cannot pronounce Holy Duck Tournament and you sometimes say something else, I heard that the name was chosen for you to make that mistake.
Not really. We in Antwerp, so I am also a player for Antwerp, and we decided to have a gender-neutral term to talk to each other, like as a team and whatever. And we came up with ducks because if the times are hard, ducks fly together.
Aww.
And we have been rolling with the duck noun since, so we decided to baptize our tournament Holy Duck, so that everyone and it's fun. You can make a lot of word jokes about it and stuff. So it is Holy Duck Return of the Quacken this year. We are having a lot of fun with that. If you have suggestions for what it should be next year, let us know.
And Paris has taken the lead 4 times out of 6 last jams.
Yeah, for the jams in the second half. And it is 160 for Paris, 999 for
London.
I'm guessing they want us to say 999.
I don't know. I'm number 99, but it's just because the number 9 was taken. And we have London taking the lead.
Yes. And the Paris jammer with the star in hand. 2 blockers for Paris in the box.
Only one now, and it's a power jam in favor of Paris, with the London jammer going to sit in the penalty box right now.
So another 2-minute jam because the jammer for Paris has the star in hand and the lead was closed. We have a power.
You said the pivots?
Yes, now it's the pivot. So the jammer did a star pass to the pivots, and unlike we have seen so far, Paris did not get out immediately after. So now we have the pivot with the star in hand stuck behind that brutal wall for London.
It's a very efficient and strong wall.
Yeah, look at that suckback. Look at that suckback by the London blockers. They really give that jammer, pivot to turn jammer, no space.
Yeah, that's true. No space, definitely going backwards. Well, we have the London jammer who is back on the track and really wants to get in and managed to get through with their first scoring pass.
Yes, very good. Pivot, some jammer on jammer action. And Paris did manage to really knock the jammer for London out, recycling them far back. And the pivot is going to do some defense, so it's the jammer on jammer action in the back, really killing that time. And
we have one less Parisian blockers that the London jammer managed to get through. This London jammer, do you know? So Oblivion, Newton John, we talked about them already, and they played only around 20 games and already at this level of roller derby. That's quite amazing.
Amazing. We had no initial pass for Paris in the last jam, so let's see what 4-7-4 for London and 5-6 for Paris will do in the next jam. No, we will not, because first we will have an official timeout.
And we have a referee accompanying a Parisian blocker into the penalty box right now for a cut penalty.
Aha!
Tells my producer in my ear with their eyes, and I understood.
Is Paris losing a little bit of their mojo?
No, I don't think they are. It's
2 blockers in the box, pack advantage for London. So let's see what happens next. I'm not saying like, but often in games you have like a few jams where you feel that the team is going a little bit like
It's
high intensity.
yeah,
You play a lot.
it's difficult. You don't know the venue. You don't know the floor.
Yeah.
So sometimes you need to catch your breath. And when you have seen a team for the first time, or it's the first time into 2 years, it's not the same players. So you always have time to adjust. So let's say that they're just adjusting and catching their breath. Among all the sponsors who are sponsoring this wonderful event, we have Packkraften, packkraften.be. BE. It's a pack raft micro adventures in Belgium. I don't know that, but that sounds awesome.
It's really cool. So the person who organizes this is the boyfriend of one of the players for Antwerp, and they do like these crazy adventures with canoes and stuff. You should really look it up. It's really cool. And quick lead for London, 4-7-4, really benefiting from that pack advantage. But we do have another star pass for Paris, and they're so close behind. So this time they did manage to get out really, really quickly and force London to go for the call off. They do start again with a pack disadvantage in the next jam. 3 points were scored for London.
Yeah, I don't think we can have that in production, but I'm really amazed about how few seconds it takes to the Parisian jammers to give the star pass and the Parisian pivot to take them. It is quite amazing. I've never seen that before.
It should be studied.
It should. We should watch this again. Number 12 jamming for Paris. Number 56 jamming for London. And it's the Parisian jammer who takes the lead just after the pivot line. Why? It's a power jam with the London jammer being sent to the penalty box for I don't know which reason. It's a jammer penalty.
Nicely stayed in bounds. There was a hard hit by number 3-1 from London, but Lamoche did manage to stay in bounds. And they are emptying the penalty box, and we have a bit of a switcheroo because now we have 2 people in the box for London.
Very effective offense on the Parisian blockers, opening the London wall for Lamoche, who has finished the 3rd scoring pass, if I'm not mistaken, during this jam.
Yes, so really benefiting from that power jam that they have going on. The jammer for London is back on track. And they ended their first initial pass. Lamoche is really waiting to go for that call off. If you do it that way, and you're really like showing everyone like I'm going for the call-offs, that's when the refs can call off like super quick.
And with this last jam, 16 points have been scored by Paris, who's really digging up now the gap between the two teams, with Paris leading now 146 and London 89 points.
Yes, so if someone can do that math, congratulations. It's very difficult. So it's number 18 to 1395. Jammer for London to the box. Ooh, and the jammer for Paris also to the box. So we're going to have our second switcheroo.
And we do like with the switcheroo, so not just a few seconds. So the 16-point jams before, that was the second time that Paris has done that during this halftime. It has happened a bit before. And we are both jammers back on track now.
So a 2-minute jam again because... Yes, no, yes. Let's see what happens.
And a failed apex jump on the Parisian jammer part.
Yes, both jammers still on initial pass, so no scoring pass yet. We have a Paris blocker going to the box for blocking to the head.
The Parisian pivot is blocking with such tenacity. It's amazing to see. I think it's number 22, Rosienne. They've been holding the jammer since the inside of the line, just after the pivot line.
Beautiful recycling there by the 3-wall. And the jammer for Paris really bumping up against it, getting that must be a hard wall to hit. Paris on initial. London on their scoring pass. Oh, nice on the inside, accelerating right at that moment.
And the Parisian jammer has taken off their cover, and it's a star pass with the number 22, who has been doing a lot of great defense during this jam.
Yes.
Has taken on the cover, and is stuck on to each his own. This time they're stuck behind this very strong London wall, and is recycled at the end of the pack, which is a short pack. It's all right. It's not too far to go.
Yes. And it was the second time that we did have the star pass for Paris that they did not get immediately out. So otherwise, Paris' star passes have been so successful
And
very
so
beautiful
fast.
to see. Yes.
So fast that they see the other jammer going out of the pack, and they just take it off very swiftly and just go.
Yeah, but now
amazing.
London is ready for them. They know
Yeah.
they are going for the star pass, so they are ready for it. 6 points on the board for London, 0 for Paris in that last jam. It is, however, still Paris with the lead. Paris jammer being recycled by number 3237. And oh no, the jammer for London is going to the box again.
And it's the number 160 Moshi Moshi, who is the only jammer on the track right now. And they're through.
Another power jam for Paris. Jammer is showing everyone to calm down.
To come
Wow.
down.
Yes, yeah, sometimes that happens. And we have a recycling there on the inside line. Good killing of penalty time there by the London 3 wall. It's like the offense of Paris does not exist. They turn around it so swiftly and beautifully. And 999 is back on track.
Yeah, everybody seems to be waiting for them, like to come from the inside of the outside of the pack. And we have the Parisian jammer who was just waiting their time and jumped on the outside of the track when they saw the opportunity.
Yes, oh, good recycling again. That's something I've seen London do very beautifully. The recycle work and then being able to reform their wall very quickly and swiftly. Beautiful to see.
Paris has had the lead 6 times this halftime, and London 3 times.
Ooh. Hard at work, both jammers. The London wall taking the outside. Ooh, a little bit of a fall. One arm out. That means you're not out. Oh.
And the cutting being whistled, I think, to the London jammer, who is getting to the penalty box. And we have, again, a power jam position for Paris. But the jam has been going on for quite a while. They call it off, and it's a power start in favor of the white team.
7 points scored on that last jam by Paris, bringing their total up to 153. And now London is very close to the centennial mark with their 95 points. But we do have a gap of more than 50 points.
Yes, that we can say for sure.
Yeah.
So in this venue, no outside shoes are allowed. You know this, Knick Mop, because you are
On socks.
Yeah, on socks, and organizing also this event. And Paris roller derby, hearing that, like you can either be on socks, wear slippers, or have inside shoes. They decided to challenge everyone to a slipper off. It's like a dance off, but with slippers.
Yeah.
I don't know if there will be images of that, but I sure hope that it will. Like then.
We'll see what happens, but we haven't seen the full slipper action yet. Shelock does have klompen. If you are enjoying this live stream, please think about maybe sponsoring or giving a little gift to the organization through the PayPal QR code on the screen. We would love to have it. And we are now watching the London versus Paris game. If you are only tuning in now, boy, you have missed a lot.
And do you know that there's Martin's Beer who's also sponsoring this event? It's a Hobbs lover since 1909.
Antwerp sold those beers to sponsor their trip to regionals last June. It was very successful, great IPA beer, so I am told. I don't drink beer, so.
Me neither. but we've
it's
heard
great.
it's very good, right?
Yes, I heard it's very good.
from reliable sources, and we can also
Lamoche
tell
on the outside line. That was so beautiful.
it was beautiful, very fast, taking a lead taking by Lamoche,
Yes.
jamming for Paris that we've seen quite often, being very efficient during this game.
Yes, a great, amazing player to see. And now passing the wall on the inside line, scoring the 4 points for Paris. On second scoring pass, and the jammer for London has not even been out of the box. They have been released now on initial. So 999 is on initial.
Coming fast for this Parisian defense.
Very strong. A little bit of offense by number 12. Number 12 is maybe the most used number. I think there's a number 12 on almost each team.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I
So-
have never noticed that.
So think about it.
I will. And I think our viewers at home will definitely look at it while they admire this wonderful hit of the Parisian blocker number 18, Parisian pivot, who recycles the London
We have
jammer
a
like
recycle
more than half
drama.
of the track. I would be so bummed.
Yeah.
And again, it's someone else this time. Wow. In all, they almost managed to recycle them almost a whole track.
For Paris, it is interesting to really kill the time because they are ahead quite swiftly. London could really use the extra points again with the star pass, but London was ready for it.
Yeah, and the number 8, so Gadin took on the star cover.
We have one blocker in the box for Paris. Jammer on jammer action.
Destabilized but not fallen. The number 1230
Yeah.
just kept on also on hitting. Whoa. These two jammers had it for each other.
Speed. And it was number 108, I'm sorry, for London, Party Pants, who managed to not be a point there at the end, together with one of the blockers for Paris. Did you know that they used to play for Antwerp?
I had no idea. Thank
Yes.
you for telling me.
It was, we have been in the same team together.
Wow. Do you know that during this halftime, London has made 12 penalties and Paris 10?
So a little bit more penalties going around, I'm guessing. Both teams did a star pass in the last, according to what is said on the screen, and we are now in an official timeout. So I'll tell you about VP Media Solutions, which is a technology adding value to your content.
We also have InfraMonkey who's sponsoring this event. If you need help for your IT infrastructure, you better call Monkey. It's a versatile freelance IT specialist for your needs. And we have less than 10 minutes for this game.
Sure, I love roller derby. Wolf on track for London and 1-3-9-5 for Paris. No lead yet. That defense.
Both of the defense are
Yes.
really, really good.
And the turn on the inside line. Lead is closed for London, but they were recycled to the back, so not a scoring pass yet. Paris still on initial, but Wolf managed to get through. And this is a power jam for London.
Yeah, with the Parisian jammer sitting in the penalty box without their helmet cover right now. And we have the number 474 Wolf that we've seen quite a lot.
Yes.
Trying to get to the back, but calling it off.
And they're freezing the jammer in the box, so a power start in favor of London. And Dixie will take it. End of this jam in favor of London, 3-0, bringing London past the centennial mark. So 101 for London, 164 for Paris.
And with the previous action of the jammer Wolf, they were the first London jammer to actually take multiple times the lead during this second halftime.
And the lead is closed in favor of Dixie. Was a little bit of a tumble there in the end, but not phased by the blockers for Paris. Strong impact on the outside line behind the pivot of Paris, but they did score the 4 points, and the Paris jammer is on initial.
with very strong action of both the blockers. It's going so fast, and I can't see anything. But we have London, who has managed to do their first scoring pass, no, second scoring pass. What I was talking about, and initial has been made by Paris as well. And it's over for this jam.
Yes, 7 more minutes almost on the track, so it's going really good. And now we can see Direwolf talking to Micro from Namur, so a little bit of a get-together between the refs. Everyone knows everyone in Derby, eh? Trust me. We have Guess versus Ellis on the jammer line. Oh, beautiful there!
So fast.
Super quick.
Going through that.
Yes.
Finding the gaps and just sliding through them very fast. We also have the London jammer being out of the pack as well and doing the initial pass.
Aha.
And seeing that the Parisian jammer calls it off after scoring one additional little point for Paris.
I would say that they have to work really hard for that one little point.
Yeah, that's true. Very fast though. Well, we had just a few.
Yeah,
it was a very short jam.
Yes, especially since we had a couple of 2-minute jams already in this half. So short jams might be welcome for some. Let's see. We have number 2 for London on the track. 1-6-0 for Paris. And good, a little bit of a recycling of the pivot to the back, who is playing offense for their jammer.
And I think we have a power jam in favor of Paris, with the London jammer being sent to the penalty box. So Moshi Moshi is the only jammer right now on the track, with some offense on the pivot.
But London with the great recycling, and you should really watch them suck back on that jammer so that the offense really doesn't have an answer. Now again, they are really around the jammer so that the offense really can't stand a chance without hitting their own jammer out. Full defense in the front. Sure love to see it.
Very good action on the number 08 from London, who's been recycled several. Petty Pants, who's been recycling many times, but there's a forearm penalties being whistled to number 2 in London. Yes, the jammer.
Second penalty for the jammer of London. But still, the jammer for Paris did not manage to pass. Now they do.
And as soon as you say it, they do. Oh no, it's also a forearm. It's a jammer switcheroo again. Not as short as the ones before. So we had like 1 second, then 5 seconds, and it's like 20 seconds because the London jammer was already up. And they are back on the track with a power jam, this time in favor of London.
And the London jammer is on track. Behind the wall for Paris. London looking at the penalty box on what to do, and the jam is called off, and we will start with a power start in favor of London.
When we have less than 4 minutes on the clock for the second game of this Holiday tournament, we have been watching Paris Roller Derby going at it with London Roller Derby. Paris leading now 165 to 110, and I feel like we have not seen a lot of points being scored these past few jams.
Yes, true. You can really see it's hardening up now, so we have a 55 point differential. And we'll see what happens in the next jam. We have a team timeout for white. And now you can see our beautiful venue and a little bit of a talk there on the jammers of Paris talking to each other.
So definitely short, longer jams during this second halftime. A producer was sending messages. We had 23 jams during the first halftime and only 16 now. There's still a few minutes to go, but we have definitely seen longer jams during the second halftime.
Look at that beautiful pack of refs. Great shot. Aha. Let's see what happens. Power start in favor of London. Wolf will take it. And we have Paris with a 4-wall.
Yeah, and all these skaters being really, really close to one another.
Yes, we've already seen so many great killing of penalty time. So let's see. I will probably jinx it because that's what I do.
But we are admiring this 4-person wall just on the German line. We are a very tight pack, and in front of Wolf, who's trying to get through.
Yes.
Very efficient Parisian defense.
Oh, and a penalty for the blocker, the jammer for London. It was a
forearms
penalty. Also, Paris was doing a great job by killing that penalty time and using the blockers for London as their defense.
Very nice switch through from the outside to the inside of the Parisian jammer, and who manages to take the lead just after the pivot line.
Yeah, boy, how the tables have turned. So lead for the jammer from Paris. Jammer for London is standing. First scoring pass of this jam.
While we have the London jammer back on track with their cover in their hand.
On their initial pass.
Parisian wall ready, tripod ready to welcome them, and they still have to get through this last. Oh, and they recycled. There was one Parisian blocker left, but then the other ones come forward, but they managed to get through and they made their initial.
And again, the Paris jammer with the announcement of should I call. And so then everyone is ready for the call off.
We have them, but 2 of the London roster who has already 5 penalties. Well, already has 5 penalties, which at this moment of the game is really nothing to be ashamed for.
No, we still have 1 minute or a little bit less than 2 minutes on the board. Full pack for both teams.
With a forearm being whistled.
And lead for Paris, but London really close behind. What will happen next?
Is a fast pack. That's what happens. They speed up trying to gain.
I love to see it because then our OPRs have to work really, really hard to follow. And then sometimes I've learned this at a officiating boot camp. Then they do what they call a drop off. So the last OPR, so the back OPR, drops off, skates around the track the other way, and then they become the front OPR.
Yeah, that's how you make more efficient move around this track.
I had been playing derby for 8 years before I figured out that this was a thing amongst referees.
Yeah, but if you've not been refereeing, it's not something that you have to know. We have an official review going on with our producer in the inside, trying to listen on, and will tell us what we are missing out. Of all the sponsors you mentioned, do you know that we also have to thank Ariane Pri, who is a freelance translator who will provide you with the best translation, interpreting and linguistic services. Now you know. So what happens for this review? A forearm was asked on the white jammer on initial trip. And it was, it was not. We don't know. Sorry, my producer explained the situation to me, and I'm just thinking that they have the power to advance in time and give me the answer, even though the referees are talking about it right now. And to go back to Ariane, we know about Ariane a lot because it's someone who does announce quite a lot for Namur and for Antwerp.
Exactly.
And if people don't know, I am in the Namur League and you are in the Antwerp League.
I am. So you can see the officiating huddle bending over the question at hand. Did the Paris jammer have a forearms penalty in the initial pass?
We do not know yet. There's
Yes.
1 minute and 7 seconds on the clock. It's a 60 points difference right now between Paris and London. We've been quite excited to watch this game. I don't remember, but both these teams are ranked quite close to one another.
Yes, I will look it up.
And we will have the answer about the review. No call stands, so we are back on the track with the situation that was just before the review.
Yes. I wanted to look it up, but I get lost in my own phone. I'm sorry. So look it up at home and talk about it amongst yourselves. We have a full pack for Paris, one blocker in the box for London, and let's see what will happen next.
We have
good
Ellis.
one-on-one there on the inside line on the jammer for London. Lamos being recycled, and we have a push them out of play situation in the front. And lead. Oh no! It was a no pass, no penalty.
Yeah, it was no pass, no penalty.
Or is Lamos already the lead?
I
Yes.
don't know.
Yes,
have
I
not
do. I do know because I see that the jam
Oh,
ref
yeah.
is doing it. The jam ref. I'm
the
sorry.
jam ref is showing that. But while that, the jammer for London has done one initial and one scoring pass already.
Yes. I was not sure if the Paris jammer knew that they were lead, but they knew and they called it off. So 4 points scored for London.
And we have a few seconds on the clock right now. The skaters seem to be smiling. And we have a timeout being asked by the London team right now.
Because everyone wants to play another jam.
Yeah.
We have an overtime jam coming. You're
Coming.
welcome for the singing.
Well, thank you. I
Yes.
think everybody at home can thank you. If you haven't liked and all the pages on Facebook, on Instagram of all the teams that are participating in this tournament this weekend, well, you should. You should like the Paris Roller Derby page, the Helsinki Roller Derby, the London Roller Derby, the Antwerp Roller Derby, the Lutes Destroyers page, and I don't think Parliament of Pain, Back of Destruction, sorry, has its own page.
No, they have
No.
the Antwerp. They are.
You're sharing.
Yeah, we share it with our Pack of Destruction, One Love, and with our Pack of Rules, who are our group of officials who are scattered around here. So super thankful that they are coming out to support us.
So remember, 2 years ago, London and Paris met each other, and Paris won the game 185, and London at 151. So it is quite exciting for them to meet once again today, right now.
Yes, and lead 4-4-7-4 in this final jam of the second game on the Holy Duck tournament. Paris versus London. Jammer for Paris with the cover in hand, calling for the penalty for an out-of-play block, and they were correct. So the blocker for London in the box, but the scoring pass for the jammer of London 4-7-4 has been done, so 4 points on the board for London.
Wolf, who has been a very consistent jammer during this game, and after one scoring pass, they call it off. Everybody's waiting to see if we are keeping it, things like that. I can see that referees are coming to the scoreboard, and everybody's going back to their bench. The unofficial score right now is Paris winning the game 171, and London Roller Derby reaching 118 points. That's been quite marvelous to see. Very happy to see such high-level games during the Holy Duck tournament. We can see now on the screen the points that have been scored per jam by Roller Derby on top and Paris Roller Derby at the bottom. Each line is correspond to one jam, so you can see when both teams are scoring points or not. at all.
Second game of this tournament, London versus Paris, and Paris going home with the win, 171 versus 118 on the board. It is the final score. And our next game will be pretty quickly. First whistle will be at 3 o'clock, so you get 1 hour of spare time. Pack of Destruction will play Lutes, and you will want to see this.
And last little statistics for this game given by our producer. In Paris, Lamoche has had the lead 4 times, Cast 2, Legs 2, and Moshi Moshi 2. And in the London team, Dixie has had the lead 2 times, Oblivion 1 and lost 1, and Wolf 3. And we are getting ready right now for the next game. It will be at 3 in 52 minutes. We will see Antwerp, Pack of Destruction, versus Lutes Destroyers. I love that both these teams have the word destroy in their name. And we are already saying the differences. Okay, sorry. My just give me a phone with the ranking. So Paris All Stars is first Europe ranking with 6 additional places being gained, and London has lost 3 and is reaching out the 6th in the ranking.
Ooh, so lots of things are happening here at the Holy Duck Tournament. You should really stay and watch and see all of the derby this weekend. So we are happy to see you back at 3 o'clock, stipt here.
Yeah, let's all drink, let's all recover from these wonderful games. We are very excited to see more games of this quality, and we are seeing each other in 50 minutes.
Bye!